Want to see my mouse?
Yep.
All right, okay. I just got a funny message come up, that's all. Right. Okay, well, we're in gold this morning and got some positions, hopefully, options positions on US 500. Well, market's a funny old thing today. Is the market reacting all that drop off with Powell considering his resignation, which will be will cause a real issue, really, I would have thought, because if Powell does resign, the shadow chair will be worked from the back like a puppet from Trump, which will which will reduce interest rates, and I think the market will really come off big time. But we'll see. We'll see. The markets are all risk off at the moment with what should we call it? Taco tariffs again. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Where are we today with the FTSE? I'd like to look at the FTSE. We look at obviously S&P. Look at gold again. We're in gold, and gold's moved off quite nicely. Sort of a quick, very exquisite gold. I think gold's moving. Might be wrong. Yeah, gold's moving off quite nicely. Oh, someone's got the mic still on.
Well, it might be me, sorry.
That's it. Gina, and right, I'll get rid of these a bit more. Right. Okay, right. So bots just hit its full target. Again, we're looking at gold giving it some as well, and we're targeting 72. I think I put in the report. It was 33.72, wasn't it? 33.72. As always, I do 2% on that. But you can come out at did everyone do this with 8 and 11? Anyone trade gold this morning? No? Okay, you don't have to. Right, let's go back to the FTSE. Market's really, for some reason I've got very slow into this morning. What the hell's happened to my chart? Have I just gone and deleted my chart? Oh, for crying out loud, come on. I've been in a battle. I don't know if people can hear me, can you? A battle with the internet provider over the weekend. It's so slow. This is not sustainable at all. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Thanks. I thought everyone was dead.
Yeah.
Great. Cheers. My bloody machine seems to be. What the hell is going on? Quit. Bloody hell. The hell's wrong with it? Everything's working apart from pro real time. What's going on? What can I do? What can I do? Will it quit? Force quit. Force quit. Don't know what's happened to it. Started again. It's really peculiar. Sorry about this, guys. PRT's just been throwing a bluey. We're going to try and close the gap, by the way. Oh, what a start for Monday morning. Brilliant, eh? Come on. You know you want to start up properly. Right, we're back again. And I have no idea why it just decided to stop working. So this morning we are looking for a gap close. We're right on the daily low. There is an opportunity here to go for a, from where we are now, what time we got? 58. Can I put some, we've got some options on the US 500. We could have a look at some options for today. We don't know how the market's going to receive, IG have switched all the options off, so they haven't got a Scooby-Doo either. Right. I would like to take a break up to close this gap. We're right on the daily lows. Let's see what come up. We can do a direct trade here. Above this second fractal, I think, would be the order of the day with the stops under the swing low. So, we're right. It's not going to happen, is it? 11 and 11. Try 11 and 11, guys. We just hope that the market will give us, get ready to smash the button on the open. We haven't got quite 11, 11 there. It's got to be very fast in the morning. Market's still happy to carry on up. Now, you might not have got this, but there's the opportunity now to go in. And we're around about the area now. So smash the button. I would have ideally liked it above this fractal here, but I was just a little bit slow in hitting that button. Yeah, I'm just looking at the options. All the options are switched off as well, apart from the US 500 options, which we identified for an opportunity there on the weeklies. I'm just trying to pull it up while we're looking at this. 275s at 18. Did anyone do the options on the US 500?
No.
Okay. Does anyone want to look at the options and how to do them?
I'm interested in options.
Right, so I'm just going to put this as a stop to entry. Disappointing start this morning, really scrappy and not very, there's a gap. We're going to have to close that gap here. We might just be able to push through, and it has pushed through. So really scrappy gap close with the market spiking, but a win is a win. Before things start moving off, I want to go to the S&P 500. And my idea for trying to do a weekly is we've got power. Just to talk you through the story why I've put the option in. I'll put this to one side, bring this down. I've looked at, so to do I'll talk you through how to do this in a minute. So we're looking at the markets really pulling off, risk off with tariffs, with Powell, with Middle Eastern conflicts raising their ugly heads yet again. So the market's all been coming off. Now, if Powell does decide to resign, and there are only rumor mongers, then I can see the S&P coming off straight away, big style. But while we're on the rumor monger engine, we are right on some key levels on the market coming down. So with key levels on the market coming down, we've just broken this channel that is going up. So the opportunity here is to get into the market we're on rumours at the moment, so it's getting into the market and not having a stop with a longer term view. This is a really good opportunity. Around these areas here is a really good opportunity from a technical point of view because we're overcooked. We're getting to an oversold position. We're at the 23rd percentile here. So the way to get in for the end of the week is just to have a option to have a rise into the market. And when you look where the market's likely to come, well, as the market has been up to camera breakout long, 62.77 and higher. So I was looking at where are the options now. Around about that and the 270, 62.75 for the end of the week. The end of the week has an expiry on the option at 9 o'clock. Well, a couple of minutes to 9 on Friday. So what I have done, I have took a 275 weekly 5. Where's the 500 gone? Index weekly 500 weekly. Good if I could press the buttons correctly. At 275, and highlighted it this morning around about 8.5 or thereabouts. I'm in. So what you can do here, looking at a call option. So what you're looking at is the market rising up to potentially beyond 62.75 or just at the strike at 62.75 between now and Friday. A good way of getting in long without a stop and only risking a little bit less than 1%. You can put your option in at once. So if we're using a 2K account, it's £20, and the, pardon the pun, the option is, this is just a room, you know, with tariffs are going all over, the Middle Eastern conflicts boiling away again. We've got rumours on Powell, but they're only rumours that he's considering resigning. So whilst the market is sort of had a shiver, it's always, I believe, a good opportunity to potentially get yourself a nice 1% in the background without a stop. Is the market going to rise? Well, there are people like Mickey Long that just buy it every time the market comes to a daily low. It's just habitual. They keep buying even when the ships sink in, and they go down with the ship buying. There is a lot of buyers in the market for the S&P, and some will just shrug off the news and see the technical opportunity and buy it. I said I'm in at 1850 something. You can see where we are technically technically you can watch for the market coming down into this area and see if you can buy the 62.75s, anything 62.70s, 62.80s, even down into here for the rest of the week. So the way to potentially buy this at this price is you can set a limit. You could say, well, if it moves up 40 pips, I'm going to risk 18 and get 40 back. The other thing you can do, if you think the market could possibly come off even more, and I've obviously got this in at 1850, I could also put an order in if I don't like this and say, you know what, I'll buy it at 18, see if the market can come down any further and make this option a wee bit cheaper. So can this market come down a bit further, get me in even lower at 18, and so you put your price level in at 18, and then you have a good till cancel. So you want this good till cancel today potential spike down on the American market. Potentially, we're looking at all scenarios here. So you can just say, right, I'm going to have this available to buy me automatically up until just before 3 o'clock. Say, okay. And you're setting it for 18. So what you're saying is between now and 2:30-ish to 3, if this comes down to 18, please buy me it automatically. So you're not constantly watching the market coming down to try and get some semblance of value. And the only reason you're doing this is because of technical value, market coming down. Every time the market, before the market has come down to, oh, right, it's already bought it at 17.797 there. So just a live illustration of actually how I buy it. When you look at what's happened in the market's been extended for a long, long time. And you can see markets extended and sold off. Last time it sold off down into here, it was way, way down here. We've got all these gaps. If Powell does, what's this? 6%. You can easily see this market dropping 6% if the rumors are correct and Trump starts banging these bongos with the, well, no, right down this gap. What's that gap there? 8%. You could see the market. I could see the market coming off 6 to 8% quite easily, because if interest rates go down, the bond market will go down, not collapse, but it will bring the S&P down with it. They're all rumors. Technically, we've got some good support here. The market, last time it was completely oversold, was all the way down here. The market is resisting coming down. From technical perspective, this area here would be a great value. If it comes down even further, great. If you want to wait and wait, you might see what the next 4 hours bring. You might get a real good opportunity. The options now are 19. We've got them for 17.97 using, I wouldn't call it a little trick, but something that we do quite regularly in trying to catch the market with its pants down, if you will. Because technically it's right into an area. This will get all the futures market traders all hot under the collar of value buy in the S&P, because the S&P is just strewn with people wanting to go long. So you can, there's the market. We got in at 17.97 and I'm in at 18.51, and now the market is being repositioned slightly, meaning that it may well have found a bit of a base here from an options point of view. And you've got between now and Friday to cash this out. You can cash it out with some profit, break even, or try and run it into Friday as long as possible. We've got to watch out for what's happening in the markets, and we've got to watch out for the economic events which that may well drive the market. So let's just go and have a look at this for the week. Now we've got this option. We've got Monday here through Friday. Apply. And is there any really big moves this week? Anything that's going to really move the market? Yeah, CPI. Unfortunately, Tuesday. But yeah, let's see what happens. We've got PPI as well on Wednesday. Climate retails. Oh, we've got quite a busy week this week. And the Michigan, we've got something, we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, big American news. So it could be a sea of change. But the good thing is having an option in play for a general direction is good because you can't get spiked out on an option. Options don't get spiked down. So we're in here 1851 and 1797. Right. Let's go back to the FTSE. Let's have a look at the FTSE. Remember this had a futures contract on that one as well. FTSE. Oh, it's hit its target. Right, okay. Down. I had it to not long enough. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. So I was doing a lie. I was doing the gap close, but I also had a futures contract for a 61.8% Fibbo. And just going to take that off the mark, take it off as well, but we got there as well. So what I was looking here, from this point here down to here, I did a Fibonacci run, and that Fibonacci would stay intact so long as this low stays higher than that low over the period that I did it. And so the market's gone straight up. You can see the Fibbo boys, as soon as it's come straight up, they've took the profit, and the system where I've done the 61.8 retrace. So the market's coming back down again and relaxing. Ideally, the market will come back a lot further. This would be my perfect scenario today to trade, really. Market coming up to the 61 here. I'll put that in a different color so we can see it. Perfect storm would be market touching here first, and then coming back down to the pivot or into the close, producing, you know, a 15-minute bar, and then going for us to go long again. So that would be perfect if we could get market to come down into this area here, produce a 15-minute bar, and then a break of a 15-minute bar, so we can, you know, get that break here, and then trade this 15-minute bar break back up to Camarilla, break out long. It looks like the market's shrugging off the bad news. Not the bad news, the uncertain news. That's a better way to put it. Right. Let's drop down into 5 minutes, because the market's done what we thought it might do. We now want the market to either bounce off the pivot here for a next leg up, or down to the close. Heading for 78.6 or Camarilla break out long. So I'm looking at the unbalanced volume, it's reasonably healthy. We have a 926 cross there, other observations. Did anyone take the profit on gold as a matter of interest? Did anyone trade gold this morning?
Yeah, I traded it and I've took the profit already.
Well done. While I'm busy waffling, we've missed the 2%. I've missed 2% profit there. I had a target of 72, didn't I? Oh, I didn't set it as
I was
70.
a bit lower. Yeah, I did a bit lower than that.
Flipping heck, it did hit 72. Flipping heck, it would have, that was a perfect hit. That it needed to get to 33.72.3 to hit full target, and I forgot to put it to 72, although I did put it in the edge report, I think. Did I put it in the edge report? Anything for, you know, a 1-to-1 is good. $72, yeah. Damn it. Although I can't complain, the bot did the thing, and we are expecting gold to run higher as well. But well done if you've got 1% or more out of that. I was being a wee bit greedy. Well, I wasn't being greedy at all because it actually hit the target. It's just me not doing 72 correctly. It was what, 8 and 11. It's me too busy yakking all the time and not trading, not looking what I'm doing. That's it should have been 1.37 on a 1%. That should have been 2.75. We've already made 1 on FTSE. That should come back up, and see there's 2% now as well. We should get higher than this on gold because of the uncertainty in the markets. It's just tempting now to move that to 8 pips to make sure bank 2%. But it's probably going to go for another little run up and break out. I would like this area here. We'll go into detail about this a little bit more. Zoom out while we're on gold and have a look at gold. So the really good sign was they're breaking out of these tops, which is really, really nice, and we changed the trend. So the micro trend on a breakout here going long on a over the weekend. Really, that was a nice breakout. This should be merely going back to an area it's already been, so it should be okay. But it depends what people are, the masses are doing with profit taking, whether they're pulling the triggers. I'm not saying pulling the triggers early. Getting 1-to-1 is really, really good. But I'm just, I would expect a double tap here would get the market taking money into here. So my view was trying to stretch it as high as we could to 72, which that was the target, and obviously it got hit. And obviously I'm a muppet for not doing exactly what I said in the report. Too busy trying to get trades off for people, and at the same time trying to trade. It's a pretty tough thing to do. But there we go. Right. The other thing that I'm interested in today, again, we've had a bit of a runaway on USD Swiss, but it is very negative. There are quite a few other markets that are pretty bearish that I'm looking at. We're pound Swiss, pound Kiwi, USD Swiss. Those are the ones that I've got down that are pretty negative. At the moment, on sentiment, you can see that we'll have a look. USD might be strong. Let's look at that Dixie. I think the Dixie is strong. So we will see Euro USD, cable and Aussie USD all going short. But right, so Dixie on the 5 minutes is pulling off. So everyone that's going short on that will probably be losing this shirt. This should start, Euro USD should start going up, Euro USD. I know a lot of the analysts were saying this was screamingly short, and it's now coming up long because the dollar's coming down. Cable should have a slower but similar response as well. Yeah. So I'm going to keep away from sentiment trades and go for the longer macroeconomic technical trades. So US, that's one that we did Friday, which came down, smacked the target of 9305. It's got a really good base here. So we did okay out of that. I guess if the market came all the way up again, I'd be interested again, but maybe up to here. But I've just put the results in the edge rather than the recommendation for a trade today. It's smacked this level so many times now. It's, you know, how far will that market go? Let's go back to what we're looking at. Swiss. So ignore this. As I said before, I left the bot on. I was interested this morning in reversals from this level into here. For the edge, I did say you either take a reversal or from this area that the market's in now. So this is a 4-hour resistance level, which the market's continually been knocked down from, or taking a break of the 79.67 level, which is the 1 hour 200 EMA level, which is being crossed multiple times. The ideal thing for me would be taking a 415 reversal. In other words, a 415 reversal is, you know, looking at the 4-hour bar, 4-hour momentum with a 15-minute reversal off a key area. We've had that. So this is the 15-minute bar here to trade, and I'm going to take that 15-minute bar. Three minutes to go. Put this back on gold before I go on to the Forex. So, yeah, we should get that, which would be, for me, 2.75%. Coming right up.
Alert triggered.
Go on, just give us a.
Alert triggered.
Come on, you know you want to. Got 3 minutes. Come on, I want to do that other trade. Just that final little push. I think I might just lock in 2% with an 8 here, just in cases. It's a guaranteed 2%. I want 2.75. And then I want to take, that's it. And then I want to take a break out of here. So that's plus 2.75. So we're up 3.75 this morning. Right. Now I'm going to put an alert up here, and I want to see a break out of this resistance. Can I just move out a little bit? 15 minutes. Why did I have this in? See where the market is at the moment. Some tops there. Quite an interesting area that it's been observed quite a lot of times. All right. So we do need a break out of there, I think, for the market to confirm a push up through this level. So what I'm going to do is wait for the market to confirm a break into this level. Hopefully, then have a pullback and then trade it. Now, there's a classic trade here to do. So what I'm going to just actually, I'm going to get, remind me to come back. I'm talking myself into not doing this other trade on that I said we'd do. Yeah, 36 seconds. So this trade, it's a break of this bar here. We've got 14, 15, 6, 18 pips, guys. 18 pips. So we're doing a break below here. Spread is not quite 2. So we're going to take half the spread, probably about 0.5, let's say. It's going to be quite aggressive coming down on a break of here. So we could make it a full 0.8, not quite just over halfway the spread. And this will give us 18. We don't need 8. 18's fine. With that extra wiggle room. A direct break there. See how that looks. Now you can do a 1-to-1. Put the alert there on a 1-to-1 break. I'm personally not going to do that. I'm going to leave this down into the last resistance level all the way down into here and see how far we can get this market to go. And we're looking at over a 2% bagger here. Ignore this. This is just the bots. So the actual trade itself, we have a top of 85, take it up to 86, and we need a couple of pips on that, 87, 88. So that's fine. I'll just wait for this to come down and trigger. Let's go back to gold. I'll show you a trade. It's not a trick, but let's assume that this is the high on 15 minutes. You do a Fibonacci from the last base, which is here, to the high here. And you, depending on how risk adverse you are, and in fact, I'll do the exact trade. So this is it works well on gold. So you've got a 78.6 fib all there. The trade is to get triggered in here, targeting the 50% here. You put a 1-to-1 risk reward in from here, so you get triggered at 78.6% retrace, and you are trading like so. What this does, it as a market on gold often retraces, very, very often retraces 61.8. But this is a super value in a high trending market, a trigger. This allows the market to become all the way down for a double tap at the bottom here, and the stops under that double tap. And what you're looking for is the market to reverse back to 50% of the full retrace, and that's a 1-to-1. And they don't come up that often. You know, out of every 10 setups, you might just get 50% of them. But it's a very good value trade. It's something that you can set up and walk away from, so long as you found the 15-minute top here. Of course, you can do a 15-minute bar as well, ideally a 15-minute bar like this, but there is not, when the markets are bullish in an uncertain market, there's no guarantees you're going to get a 15-minute bar like that. A 15-minute bar like this is just as likely, which is nearly 3 times the size of that. But 78.6% retrace. The other option is going for a full 1-to-1 back into the previous highs using a 61.8% Fibor trigger under the stops here. So that would work nicely as well. So if you're like me and you trade 2% on gold, you could put a retrace level at 1% here, then another trade here at 1% to get triggered in. 61.8% retrace is fairly often seen, and you might get in. The other option, of course, is to say, no, don't do these, Steve. Don't like Fibos. Retraces, I prefer 15-minute bar, and wait for your 15-minute bar. But back to 78, target 50%, 1-to-1, stops under the swing lows, and a nice opportunity. And it's Andy, and he's still on his tour. I think he's actually back in Spain. He's been doing a tour for this past 8 weeks. He's been doing a tour of duty. He's been in Portugal for a few weeks, Spain for a few weeks, then he was in Italy, and then France, back to Billericay, and back to Spain. He's on a bit of a tour of duty at the moment. He decided to have a jaunt on his summer holidays for a couple of months. Niger's gone as well. I think he's off down to the south of France next week. We'll be in the next week or two, we'll be having half a dozen people in the room, and that'll be it max, because everyone's going to be on the happy holidays. So we're waiting for a break out of here to get into the and this, where are we now? We're the US call options are just about breaking even now, so that's good for getting into the money. What else? USD, Swiss, FTSE. It's gone a bit stagnant now, isn't it? It's still trying to come up, still trying, but difficult, isn't it? It tried to come down to the pivot. The pivot boys have bought it up. We've gone from 12,000 to 14,000. Do we want to trade? Do we need to trade it? We're up 3.7%. This is one of the things that, where's Simon? Simon was pretty good at this. He used to bank his 1% or more, put it in his pocket and not trade again with money. Just use paper trading. A really good way to, it doesn't feel very good because you come on, make your money and you're done. You think, well, what do I do now? Well, you can do the learning. But you don't have to trade for a long time every day to be a profitable trader. You just need to be able to have discipline in executing those high probability trades, and then putting the rupees in your bag and walking off. Today, would I be interested in going higher with the FTSE? Well, I think the S&P will get a rah-rah on the S&P. It will pull the FTSE up. Am I interested in that? There's a futures trade to be had here. You can see it's getting a wiggle on. Let's get rid of this. So the trade today there is an extreme gap here, highly likely to be closed. If you want to trade the closing gap today, then I would say the closing gap, we've got an ATR, we've got a what is the, I'll just have a quick look. It's 7 pips. The ATR is 7 pips. Average true range for the S&P. So we've got at least a 30% ATR move. So you could wait for here for this gap to be closed today. Your options, of course, your call options will have doubled the money by then at least. Maybe tripled the money by then. Have the options come up on here? Yeah, the weekly calls have come up. So these are the weekly calls that we're in. Let's just zoom right out. This is what we've done this morning. Whoops. There's not a lot of data at the moment that's coming through, so. Right. And still not a lot of data, is there? Can we get some more data? Nope, IG, it's scant on the ground. Let's go into the detail. There we go. So we had that order in, didn't we? 18, we got slipped to our advantage, and the spread is huge out of hours. So even out of hours, we're kind of breaking even, which is quite nice. It's a shame IG won't provide the data, can't provide the data, so you can go back and have a little look. But what we're looking for really is, you'll see at the round about the 20 to 25th percentile, it's a very good value, and we're in at 17 and 19 with the spreads. So that hopefully will be moving on quite nicely. IG are rubbish at this at the moment. Not providing the data. Don't know why they can't provide the data. No idea why not. Put they're in for the week so it doesn't get lost. The FTSE is going a bit longer. Actually, where is she? Jeanette, is she still on? Oh, she's gone. Right, so I owe her a note and a plan to learn to help build a trading plan, so I need to do that as well. So if you want to continue trading this, I didn't have great expectations of a high push today because of the uncertainty in the market. The thing that I did have expectations of is the market closing the gap and pushing up to a 61.8, and it's done everything I expected. Everything else will be a surprise. So do I want to trade anymore? I'm sat on 3.75. Don't need to. We've got call options on the S&P. We're waiting for gold to extend, which if you've run the bots, you'd have made the money on the bots, 2% on the bots, plus 2.75 on the manual in. You don't really need to do anything else. But if we get a break out of there, then a 15-minute bar or a 5-minute fractal would be good on gold there. Let's have a quick look for the Dow gap. So I'll just set the Dow gap up, and let's see if we can do anything with it. Put some options, pardon the pun, but have a look at what the options might be for the Dow gap. So if we're looking at the Dow gap, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The low is 44,275. And just for people's heads up, while if I'm at my machine, I will do this trade every single day if I'm around. If it sets up, it's a really nice high probability gap trade. And it doesn't take very long at all. So previous high was 44,775. 47. And previous low was 44,372.92. What was the previous gap of 44,650? Right, so there's that is from the 10th. The gap never closed. So 44,650.64. So there is a gap there to close. Obviously, I was looking at that. So we have a, a closing gap here. And we have a closing gap here. Market is had a bit of a squeak on because of the information that we just talked about before. We're coming right down to S3. And we come off the all-time highs. It's now again, this is another technical opportunity to run into closing that gap using options 44,650. Let's just have a look at how that looks for the rest of the week. Options weekly, Wall Street, 18th. $44,650. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, the brokers are pricing in this is a screamer, aren't they? It's going to close, and that's a 2.5% trade. Forget it on your learning account. They've got the market coming up there easily by the end of the week. 44,680. Oh, 44,650. That 44,6. Ah, right. Okay. 44,680. 44. Yeah. If you've got a larger account, then if you can get 1% on that, then
alert triggered.
Might be worth
Alert triggered.
Might be worth doing, but for a
Alert triggered.
smaller account, no chance. For closing the actual gap, you would want ideally 119 pips today above a break of that. That's a perfect storm. 119. 113 is really close. The bottom limit would be 60 pips between 60 and 119. The
Follower triggered.
closer to 119, the better. So you could put an alert here, I think, getting up towards CBOS, and that could be a nice closing gap trade. I think that could be quite nice to do that. What is this at the moment? 80. You're allowed to put 24 pence on. I'm just looking at 100 pip stop with 24 pence. That's £2. That's £2. That's £24.50. It's just over 1%. If you've got 100 pips at 24, that's £24.40. £20.40. So if you wanted to put a trade on now with 1%, you did 100 pip stop with a 200 pip target. So you're risking
Follower triggered.
little bit more than 1% for a 2%.
Follower triggered.
2% trade. Right, let's get off this and get back to this alert triggering. Oh, I thought it was right. So it must be our Forex.
Follower triggered. Follower triggered.
I'll have to stop guessing one and try and see where it actually, what alert did I set? Euro Swiss, forget it. Oh, it must have come back up again. So we're now triggered in short on here. All right, so it has come back up. Wow, I'd keep an eye on that, guys, if you're interested. Well, we don't need to be. We've earned enough money. We don't need to be. But this was an area of interest for me for a reversal to go back down to 93.05. But to be honest, we've set off the week with 3.75. We want to get to the end of the week with at least 2 in the pot to hit our targets, and we're doing that nicely anyway. So just run CAD Swiss bot could be on. I've got one bot on, which is is the USD Swiss. There, I've got that bot on still. Let's do a few little perfect shorts. Right, Kiwi. I had that on my swap sheet today to be able to have a pullback, but it wasn't looking like it might. But yeah, that was from last week. That's a trade we had on last week. I don't want to get tempted into doing more trades. See if there's something that is really a super, a really tasty one to have a look at. Beginning of the week, got anything really overcooked? So we've got crude, absolutely heading for the sky. Gold as well. Pullback on gold would be really nice. Euro, pound. Let's just get this into the right time frame. That's looking very bullish, isn't it? You've got the market's really pulled off here, come down to this level. It's pulled off again, and it's really maintaining its growth position like here. It's pretty damn strong. Driven by gold, of course. Very spiky, but a 15-minute bar would probably, yeah. There is a 15-minute bar here, going long. 14, 15, 17 pips. Yeah, that'd get a 1-to-1 in now. Tip a short, tip a long, 4-hour perspective. Yeah, well, we're already in US 500. This is a big potential with 0.24. I think you can do 0.24. Oh, can you do less? Can you do 0.2? We could do a 100 pip stop here, I think. I would do this. I think they will get a rah on here. That's 100 pips. If we can get 100 pips under here. Oh, as I've been speaking, it's just rattled on up, hasn't it? 121. So what would that be? 122. Divided by 122. Point. Surely it won't fall all the way down to 16, will it? Yeah, it will. Right, 123. I'm going to put that in. Whack. Let's see how that looks. So I'm risking only 1% with a huge swing, of course. It's the Wall Street. Don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just showing. I didn't realize you could have, I thought it was 0.24. They must have changed what you can actually do. Did I save the Dow? Oh, bloody hell, I didn't, did I? I didn't save the flipping Dow stock. I'll do this again. PRT this morning, just giving up. Right, so this is 123 with one, so Over 1%, so that's okay. Better save it this time. So I check how our options are going. Calls. So you pretty do down. Above C-Boss is over a 30% ATR trade, so you'd want to trade that long. These markets going up this afternoon will definitely pull the FTSE up with it. So what you really want, I'm not going to trade this because I've already took the money I want to take out of that. We've took money out of gold. We can do more on gold, I think. And we've got US 500 and a Dow play as well. And we sat on a lot of money. We've got USD, Swissy as well. We don't need anything more. I think I'm just going to call it early. There's no point in sitting in here talking about stuff. Because all we'll do is talk ourselves into more trades and we don't need any more trades. Anyone got any questions? We have got the live stream tomorrow on YouTube as well. And Friday, look up options expiry, because we've got options expiry on Friday, which is always a really nice trade for the FTSE. So if you don't know how to do options expiry, I would say have a little look. If I'm quite busy this week with one-to-ones, but if I got the time on Thursday morning or Thursday lunchtime-ish, if people are unsure, I'm quite happy to go through options expiry strategy and trade. Let's see how that goes. All right, guys, any questions before I go today?
No, not from me, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, well done with all the trades. It's nice to set off the week with rupees in the pocket, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Cheers, guys, then.
Cheers, Dave. Bye.